This is Vintage Sports special presentation on IBC 13 of the provincial showdowns of the PBA. First possession to Swift. Toss downstairs. First basket of the basketball game belongs to Meneses.
Let's look for Alaska early, trying to set up their offense inside as JoJo drives the baseline.
And we are tied here in the first minute of play. It's 2-all. Sev Sarmenta here working with Jim Kelly and Butch Maniego. Balingit is jammed, gets it back, misses it, and Solomon takes care of the rebound. Johnny A, wild attempt, and it's Meneses embracing the basketball. Looks like Alaska pushing up in these first two sequences.
Alaska really busting out of the blocks there.
Meneses launches, hits the edge of the board. Here's Johnny A. Gardel is fouled from behind, but Solis is going to be the one called for the foul.
Alaska is off to the races here. The first 3 times they've had the ball, they've beaten Swift down the court in transition.
Yang Giao was hollering for a little more passing before taking the attempt. Still in the first minute of action here, Jim.
Yeah, we touched on style up in the beginning of the show. Alaska always looking to push it up court. If not, they're a very patient team. Swift being one of the premier one-on-one post-up teams in the league.
Here's Solis. Sees a crack in the defense and uses it to the hilt. And quickly Alaska takes it strong, fast, hoping to beat Swift downstairs. Solomon is posting up. Asaitono there to meet him. Solomon launches. It is too strong. Bonel Balingit has a hand on it. Lastimosa tries to yank it away to no avail. Meneses. Asaitono hoping to have the same game he had against this team last time. As we mentioned, 43 points. Solomon gets underneath. Nice reverse.
It's tempo all the way here for Alaska. Really pushing the ball towards the basket here.
And Alaska is in front 7-4. We're into 10 minutes and 4 seconds in this first quarter. Estrada takes a try. It won't work. Alaska in possession. Referee De Leon, by the way, I failed to mention the referees. They are Ledesma, De Leon, and Belio. Estrada gets the foul. His first, second on the team.
And that's an offensive foul on Johnny Abariantos. Very good denial defense there by Troy Estrada, whose job it will be to deny Johnny A the ball.
7-4, 9 minutes and 55 seconds remaining. Here's Nelson Asaitono from the left. It will not drop in. Estrada, fall away. Balingit, he is blocked, but he will get 2 chances from the free throw line.
Early going here. Players having a little problem with outside shots. Trying to get the rhythm here.
Foul on Araneta. Oh, this is great slow-mo action.
2 big men going at it. Alex Araneta and Bonel Balingit.
So Balingit is on your picture. Misses the first free throw. Balingit has an average of 4 points. Playing time, an average of 10 minutes. He has managed to snare 2 rebounds. He had that one good game. Unfortunately, Swift did not win that one against San Miguel Beer.
And last time out, Bonel's best game of the season, but I'm sure he much would rather have gotten a W there for his team. Foul that time, down low on Al Solis against JoJo. And that's 2 already on Al.
Here's Abariantos. Cardell downstairs to Solomon. Solomon hard pressed against Asaitono. Solomon, yes.
Nice.
Oh, but Ernie De Leon says a step too many.
Oh, he had Nelson up in the air. However, he took a little bunny hop there.
Yes. 7-5. Alaska is in front. Time remaining 9-20. Opening quarter here in San Fernando, Pampanga. Meneses is wide open.
And that's what they're going to have to do when they double team Nelson over on the strong side there. Swing the ball around and use the outside shooting ability with Solis, Meneses that time, and also Distrito from the bench.
And there's a bucket provided by Jonathan Cardell, who has 5 points in this first quarter of play. 5 of the 9.
Tim Cohn calls him his most improved player.
And maybe rightfully so. Growing in confidence. Bonel Balingit.
Big man. Nice little jump hook in the lane.
We're tied at 9. This is deadlock number 3. Alex Araneta. Turnaround flip. Yes! (11-9).
There's a double team of Nelson again.
Balingit, difficult catch to work with, ends up losing it at the baseline.
I think we're going to see a variety of people coming at Nelson Asaitono, especially after the last game when San Miguel had some success doubling him, limiting him to 12 points, and Swift offense struggled a bit. Johnny has no struggle there. Drills a 12-footer.
And he gives Alaska a 4-point advantage. 7:45 remaining in the opening period. Solis launches a triple, nails it. And Solis now has made the game go 13-12. Lastimosa fakes left, goes right, pumps. One step too many. Ernie De Lea with the sharp eye of those traveling violations.
And JoJo's a little puzzled what he did there.
And
Tim Cohn's a little puzzled as well, but it will stand.
Of course, Tim Cohn getting in his 2 cents or 10 centavos worth. Hook shot!
Big Bonel getting into the lane.
And Bonel has 5 in the game to give. And that basket, in fact, gives Swift the lead, 14-13. Cardell.
Oh, nice move by John Adell. He's gotten into the lane 2 or 3 times already here.
And that 10-footer changes the lead, gives it to Alaska. 6:36 to go. Triple V by Solis. This time it doesn't work. Johnny Abarientos. Fast break for Alaska. Lastimosa. He actually invited the foul there.
Boy, Alaska is just flying up the floor there, and they're leaving Swift behind. They've had the numbers on a number of fast breaks there. That time, he busted right by Bonel Balingit, and you see Nelson getting down very late, bumping in, and there's a shot. There's a 3-point opportunity for Joe Glass.
Lastimosa has 4 points in this opening quarter. Lastimosa, an average of 15.2 per outing for Alaska Milk. Takes care of the 3-point play. 18-14, Alaska moves in front by 4 with 6:22 remaining. Rudy Distrito sends it straight and into the hole.
I think the Alaska defense is really keyed on stopping Nelson, and all attention is on him. And sometimes with that quick burst down and spurt to the basket, they're going to get some layup opportunities or some tracks into the lane there.
Shot clock is down to 4 seconds. Lastimosa, short jumper, nails it. Facility, this convention center here in Pampanga has a very clear shot clock, which is something you miss when you go to the other venues, especially on the provincial tour of the PBA. Johnny A. Jolas blocking foul. So it's push, push, push for Alaska here in the first quarter, Jim.
Well, they're definitely testing the transition defense of Swift, and they've had the numbers. Just about any time Johnny A. has been able to get a good outlet pass and bust it on down the court there, and it'll be another 2-shot opportunity at the free throw line for Joe Las.
The time remaining, 5 minutes and 33 seconds. Alaska has a 4-point lead. Lastimosa gets a pair of charities. He has 7 points. 21-16 as we take a look at Elmer Yanga just covering Yang Yao there. Elmer ever so concerned about his ball club.
You talk about a manager being into the game.
Very so much. Distrito. Yang Yao yelling, kilos. No movement.
Oh,
Bonel
big fella.
Balingit. 7 points by Balingit in this opening quarter. 21-18 down to 5-11. Alaska still in front by 3. Here's steal. It is completed. Here's Nelson Asaitono. Picks up speed. The ball is batted away. Ends up on the glass. It's down for grabs. And Solis is really determined. We will have a timeout. 21-18 with 4:54 to go. We'll continue. This was that last sequence before we had a timeout taken by Yang Yao. We're going to have a jump here. Look at this. Solis and Solomon. Bang!
Solis going down just about on the floor to pick up that loose ball. Solomon right there with him.
And our graphics crew providing you with some numbers. Alaska is pushing it here.
Well, that was obvious right from the start. Steal the tip. Big fella misses that time.
Alex Araneta is not going to take Bonel Balingit lightly here. Nobody can. Really big fella. Lastimosa's shot hits the side of the board. Johnny, a bounce, hope to bounce it against Estrada, failed there. It's Swift's ball. Solis short on that try. We have a battle underneath. Ooh! That's Cardell and Estrada.
Estrada, Joy Estrada there. Swift doesn't seem to be in sync yet on their fast break as we see Alex swatting one away there and ball rolling around. Estrada and Cardell.
As we swing back to live action, Distrito takes it strong inside. 21-20, Alaska is in front by a point. We're in the first quarter, ladies and gentlemen, in Vintage Sports presentation of the showdown in San Fernando. Swift against Alaska. Seb Sarmento working with Jim Kelly and Butch Maniago.
I think last substitution Coach Yang Yao made was to get Alex off the board.
Meanwhile, it's Distrito picking it up. And Alex Araneta was forced into that ungainly position.
What I was saying was Distrito for Meneses to stop Cardell from getting in the lane there. And that time, Rudy did a fine job on defense.
Nelson Asaitono with a twirl around. It ended up with a foul being called on Solomon. Solomon picks up his first. Let's check the team fouls. 3 on Alaska. Swift is in penalty. Boyvitz Victoria is waiting in the wings. He'll check in after probably this first free throw. Asaitono, let's check on the numbers of Asaitono. There they are.
Very respectable. 28 points per game. League leader, as a matter of fact.
Our statisticians are on the ball. It must be the Tocino or the Langoniza here in San Fernando.
We note the last substitution for Alaska. They brought in Bong Hawkins. And he replaced Jonadel Cardell. Sort of a big, small substitution. Alaska does that quite a bit, and playing with 3 big men right now, and gives the opposition some matchup problems as they make their substitutions on the fly here from a small team to a big team.
Time down to 3:44. This ball game is tied for the 4th time. A foul. Boyvitz Victoria with a foul that sends Alaska into shooting situations. They're over the limit. That's their 16th foul. Here's Johnny.
Johnny, the leading scorer on the Alaska team, 17.2 a game. And his rebound stats are up there as well.
As we take a look at the chairman of the PBA, that's Mr. Wilfred Stephen Uitangso, rather, on the left of your screens, his wife Carrie, and the commissioner of the PBA, Mr. June Bernardino. So the PBA top brass very much present, of course. Mr. Uitangso there to root for Alaska Milk.
Well, there's no pretense as to who he's for today.
Here's Rudy Destrito. Hawkins with an eagle eye on him. Solis. 3 circles out. He used so much of the goal there. There's Johnny Abarientos. It's push, push, push. But they have to settle down since the defensive line was assembled. Hawkins has a twirl.
Well, that's the matchup we talked about. Originally, Destrito was on Cardell, which is a pretty even matchup. But then when Hawkins came in, that created a little bit of a mismatch. And here's Alaska once again with the numbers.
Here we go. Solomon open. And Alaska, fleet-footed Milkmen are in front 27-21, 6-point advantage.
And even with the big men, they've got the numbers on the break.
Boy, it's Victoria nudged just a bit there. Excuse me, and we have Reyes checking in. Now Yengyao going to a little more size here.
He's got size, and I think he's got a little transition problem as well. They are slow getting back. There is no second thoughts on that. They've got to move a lot quicker to get back in transition, especially the way Alaska is moving the ball up court. There's a double team of Nelson.
Shot clock down to 1.
25 seconds violation.
That will not count. The shot clock was down to 1. It is unfortunate because it was a 3-point connection. We have Zaldi Realubit coming in for Bonel Balingit. Balingit will leave your pictures after 7 points and 2 rebounds. Isabella Lastimosa, double dribble. Double dribble and Jojo.
Jojo again shocked here.
I don't see that called very often. Not just because it's on Lastimosa, but in the pro game. So 27-21, 2 minutes and 17 to go. Here's Boybits Victoria. Victoria is in the deep right corner, shoves away Johnny, and it's an offensive foul against Boybits Victoria.
Boybits having some problems getting started here. He had a bad shot before. That time gets caught for an offensive foul.
Here's Johnny A. As we swing back to live action. Lastimosa begging for it at the low post area. Alex Araneta above the key. Jojo Lastimosa wants to take the entire Swift team with him.
And there's no stopping Jojo here.
Red hot first quarter for Jojo Lastimosa. 10 points as Alaska has uncorked an 8-0 run. Destrito applying the brakes. I have to agree with you, Jim, as this one circles in for Swift. Swift seems to be a bit slow-footed here in this first quarter.
They're just not reacting, especially on the rebounds and the transition from offense to defense. Bon Hawkins' jump hook won't go.
And Reyes is in charge of that rebound. We're left with 1 minute and 17 seconds. Boybits Victoria. Realubit posting up. Boybits is given a clearance. Shot clock down to 6. Destrito high looping 3. No siree. Realubit says, let me try.
Oh, what a move by Zaldi. Sort of sneaks underneath the arm. Bang Solomon.
It's a 3-point game. Alaska is in front. We have a foul on Victoria.
Foul Victoria.
Boybits picks up his 3rd personal foul.
Araneta.
That's 3 quick ones here.
You know, the rookies in their enthusiasm sometimes to get to do the coach's instructions to the letter end up committing some fouls unnecessarily at times.
Especially with the interpretation being now very little contact, no hand checking, and there's been a number of fouls called in a backcourt there. And Alaska is a team known for being able to draw fouls, patient, and when the other team's in bonus situation, which Swift has been for the last 2 minutes or so.
Meanwhile, we had, James Merwin Costello just checked in. So Alaska putting a point on the board, giving themselves a 5-point advantage. Still a 5-pointer. However, here's Solomon. He's trapped. Moment of indecision. He wants to go inside. It's an offensive foul.
Offensive foul for Lamont.
Watch this.
Well, Nelson got it right in the chest. Perfect defensive position.
Meanwhile, a trap being employed by Alaska Milk in the backcourt. We're down to 33 seconds. Costello.
9 seconds.
Costello and Distrito drop into the deck there. 9 seconds remaining on the shot clock of Swift. Our game clock reads 26 seconds, a 5-point Alaska lead. Still in the first quarter. Well, Gomez checking in, and you can expect that if Alaska goes for the last shot, most likely it will be Gomez.
Gomez is their designated long-range bomber, and Nelson Asaitono tries one from three-point country. No good.
Here's Costello on fast break by Alaska. It is broken up. Distrito with some rugged defense there. Here's Distrito quickly to Rialubit. Fakes, fires, traveling.
And that was the first time that Swift had gotten back in transition. Came up with a steal, had her own chance for a fast break. Traveling violation on Zaldi Rialubit.
Costello taking too much time on the dribble. We're down to only 3 seconds. There's Costello, Gomez.
No.
I'm not surprised.
Sev, you hit that one right on the head there.
Well, it's been something that they've always tried, Alaska, and now we will prepare all of you for the second quarter in just a short while. Battle here in the All Filipino Cup. All our friends here in San Fernando, Pampanga.
And a nice start to the game by Alaska, really jumping out in transition, fast breaking, and you know, anytime a team gets 30 points in a quarter, the opposition coach is a little bit upset. That's a landmark of a good offensive start there, and Alaska out of the gate with 30 points.
So what is Yang Giao? What's top on the list of Yang Giao as far as concerns are involved?
Well, let's just put it bluntly. Let's get back, guys. Let's react, and we got to run back. These guys are pushing the ball up the court, and they've got so many fast breaks. We've got but one in the first quarter, and that's why they've got a 5-point lead. Okay, this quarter gets underway. The second quarter, 30-25, penetration. And that's a highlight film move right by Roy Abarillo by Johnny Apariantos.
All speed there. Here's Albarillo. Reyes. The pass inside, passes through their fingers.
So far, Asaitono has been ice cold, 1 point, as Coach Tim Cohn and his coaching staff has devised a good defense to start it.
Alaska 67% from the field in terms of fast break points. 9 for Alaska, nothing for Swift.
And Swift, remember we said, came into the game as a #1 offensive team. Reyes over to Distrito, doesn't go.
Battle for the loose ball, and it will go Alaska's way. In other statistical departments, Alaska with 5 assists, Swift had 2 turnovers. Alaska had more in the first quarter play, 8 against the 4 of Swift. Here's Merwin Costello. Hawkins. By the way, Wino is in the game for Alaska. Reyes is also there. Gomez just passed it over, and Costello with a strong drive to the hoop.
Swift tried to double team, and good ball movement by Alaska. Merwin the magician knew what to do with it. Distrito down the lane. Yes.
And it's 34-27. Alaska with a 7-point advantage. This game is just breezing by us. Quick paced all the way. Here is Hawkins. Goes downstairs. He's in the box. He's trapped. Double dribble.
Boy, it looked like that ball was knocked out of his hand, and I didn't quite understand the double dribble call there. It was pretty good defense by Swift. They collapsed on him when he went in the lane there.
10:20 to go, 34-27. Reyes, Villamin. Albarillo, three-pointer, just a bit off the line. Here's Reyes. Gomez sets. Three-pointer.
And there's your designated shooter. He towed the line outside there and just fired. And that's why they put him in there. It's a 10-point lead for Alaska.
Here's Yoyo Villamin. Rhea Lubit working on the baseline. Shoots against two. The offensive Swift is just a bit out of sync here.
It looks like their ball movement is very slow, and they look a little hesitant as to when they're passing the ball. Take a look at Zali to the basket here. Head fake, whacked by both Ruino and Costello. Costello comes up with the foul call.
His first personal foul, and that's the first foul of the second quarter. First quarter ended at 30-25, a 5-point advantage for Alaska Milk. Quarter is left with 9:39. This is the second period. As we reported at the top of the coverage, Alaska was here in San Fernando as early as yesterday. Had two practice sessions, one yesterday and one earlier today. Swift checked in today.
Looks like Alaska filled up their gas tanks when they were here, because they are zooming out of the gate.
I think they realize also how important this game is for their continuing struggle and continuing journey here in the PBA. Of course, as we mentioned, both these teams solid contenders for the finals. Looks like they are already in the semis because of the way the other three teams in the bottom have fared so far. I think the surprise is that Santa Lucia did so well.
Santa Lucia did so well, and Shell, I have to say, is probably the biggest disappointment so far. Although they've had their share of injuries.
That's true. Like last night, we had a game last night, of course, then Shell had a chance to win against San Miguel, even though Shell did not have Ronnie Magsanok available for that particular encounter. Here's Hawkins, shoots against the veteran Villamin. The ball is being struggled for, and nobody giving an inch there, so he will have a jump.
They just made substitution for Swift. Roy Abarillo had missed two wide open shots up on the point there, and a little bit concerned there by Coach Yang Yao. It's 37-28, and they're falling behind here and having problems getting the offense going. So
far, Alaska has outscored the mighty Meaties 7-3 in this period. Eight minutes, 36 seconds to go. There's Costello above the key. The shot clock reads 10. Here's Huino. Huino traveling. That's clear as day.
You know, Huino loves to get into the lane, be it on the left-hand side or right-hand side. He tries to get into the lane for a jump hook or that little turnaround jump hook, and he's shooting over 70%, so he's been very successful so far early here in his PBA career.
Okay. Distrito cuts up the interior. No production though, and Reyes, fouling Reyes.
Foul Reyes.
Let's count the team fouls here. Swift already has been accounted for 2, while the Alaska Milk Squad has been called for 1. Time remaining, 8 minutes and 5 seconds. We're still in the second quarter of play. Our provincial coverage continues here from San Fernando, Pampanga. You're enjoying this on a slightly delayed basis here on IBC TV 13 as we watch Costello fake. He's in a trap. Shot block down to 2. Gomez.
That should be
good. Will it count?
That
will it count?
Gomez,
it is counted. It should be counted. Gomez with his second rainbow connection. It's 40-28. Alaska seems to do no wrong here in the first half, Jim.
Swift has big-time problems offensively. They can't seem to get the ball to go in like Zaldi Real Lubick. Missing down low. They've got numbers on the fast break here.
Gomez, one more try. Yes! It's a three-pointer, and Yang Yao sensing trouble. He needs a timeout. This is a big bucket by Roel Gomez, who is averaging 38% from three-point distance. This is numero tres, number 3.
Well, Ruel was a starter up until this game, I believe, in the first 5 Alaska games. This time comes off the bench late in the first quarter, and he's rested, and that gun is loaded.
Hot as a pistol here. It's a 15-point advantage, the biggest enjoyed by Alaska Milk in this game. Solis, he wants to try one from afar, just a 2-pointer.
And Ness is back in the game as well, as Swift has got to get their offense going here.
Let's review the rosters on the floor. Hawkins, Gomez, June Reyes, Huino, and Costello on the 5 for Tim Cone. Yang Yao has a unit of Solis, Villamin, Meneses, Realubit, and Distrito. That shot didn't work. Distrito sneaks inside.
That should be
That'll count.
goaltending. That was right off the glass, a little late on the block. Huino, one of the better shot blockers in the league, and he's just arrived in the league. Take a look at this. Just mistimed it.
Reyes in the deep left corner, and Alaska is red hot.
They look like they've been here for 2 weeks and not 2 days.
We go down to Meneses. And referee Bello says there's a foul on Costello.
Costello is the man Coach Tim Cone likes to put on the hot wing player or backcourt player late in the game, and he's got Verhel Meneses early here.
Downstairs, and look at the production of Swift. It has really been slow here in this game. Time remaining, 5:47. Huino with a cut, plenty of time. Look at this, almost but not quite. Meneses hoping to inject new life into this Swift team. Solis fires a 3. Nails it!
Great presence of mind there by Rudy Distrito. He also was setting up right in stride on the right-hand wing, swung the ball to him, and Swift right back in it here.
Team consensus and uprising. We'll be right back. Patuloy po ang ating game mula rito sa San Fernando, Pampanga. Pampanga Convention Center, a beautiful facility. And we can even wear our suits during this coverage. It is air-conditioned.
Well, it's a very comfortable temperature here inside. And a very comfortable crowd.
And he looks comfy. Why not? His team is in front, 45-37. 5 minutes, 17 seconds to go. Even the second unit of Alaska is doing quite well.
Well, they're shooting very well, and that's really setting up their defense. They seem to be very aggressive.
Roel Gomez now just can't find an easy shot. He had to create that one, and he has a total of 11. That was released with 6 seconds on the shot clock.
Kind of hard for Joe Last to come back in the game when Gomez has played so well. And here comes once again the numbers for Alaska. 3-on-2 fast break, easy layup. Merwin Costello.
49-37. 12-pointer now. Downstairs we go. Meneses is rejected. Here's Huino. Alaska is off to the races once more. Costello. Gomez.
Nice defense that time by Yo-Yo Villamin.
Distrito. Driving hard. And teaching the younger Lions a thing or two about taking it strong. 10-point game. 4 minutes to go. Gomez takes a look inside. Nowhere to go. Finally, Wino popping out. Shot clock reads 6. Shot clock reads 2. Nothing going for Alaska on that particular journey to the basket. Waiting in the wings are Asaitono and Balingit. They'll check in at the next opportunity. Meanwhile, here is Distrito.
And Distrito is just sort of powering by Reyes at the point position.
You know how intimate a provincial game is? Bonel Balingit is right in front of me, and I cannot see the game. And add to that, Nelson Asaitono. Hawkins, nothing there. Now it's Alaska being buried with a run here by Swift. 4 straight baskets by Swift. Here is Meneses. Make that a 6-0 run. And the uprising of Swift continues. Tim Cone says, we have to do something about this. We have a timeout. You are back with us here in San Fernando, Pampanga, the convention center. The game reads 49-43, down to a 6-point lead. Big uprising by Swift. Took a while before their offense fell into place, Jim Kelly.
Well, Tim Cone had to call a timeout to take a little wind out of the Swift sails here, but their fast break is finally in gear. Lead is back down to 6, and Alaska has come back in with Jojo, Johnny Abariantos, and Jonah Del Cardell. See if they can do something about it. Backman,
by the way, is in the game for the very first time. 6-0 run by Swift. Cardell unloads, tad short, being fought for, and it's Solis winning out. Lead pass to Meneses. This is the offensive unit of Yang Yao on the floor. That play goes nowhere. Meneses with a scoop pass that was interrupted. 2 minutes 27 to go. Abarientos telling to Wino to drop into his proper place. Lastimosa with a leaning jumper. It is an offensive. Checking that's a goaltending violation.
He grabbed the net, or he got caught on the net. It's sort of a long net here. Remember, they put it up just before the game, and he was reacting out to go after the shot. His hand got caught in it, pulled it down, and that's no doubt about it. Basket interference.
51-43. Time down to 2 and 9. Second quarter action. The pass. Tough passes to Hanlo in the first place.
And that was a little bit off target there. Bonel reaching out.
Pero El Barillo is going to be coming in a short while. Here's Jonadel Cardell. Cardell passing up, but there was a foul. Both teams have been thrifty about their team fouls here in the second period. Balingit with the personal. As we take a look at Governor Ren Giao on your picture, enjoying the action. Of course, his coach is the son. His son is the coach, rather, of Swift.
His coach is his son.
Just got jungled up just a bit there, but he's, you know what I mean. And the referee Ledesma making a call. Meneses with a foul.
The hell, shaking his head a bit there. But anytime Joe Last gets in the lane, he's got those head fakes. He really can move very well. Very hard to stop him.
Here's Abarientos. Wino with the shield. Abarientos, dish off is foiled. It goes to the wrong man. Here goes Swift. Traveling, good call. Meneses step before starting his dribble.
Well, it seems like Verhel is a little bit out of sync here. Maybe the court, it's a little bit shorter, but he's had 2 or 3 times where he's grabbed the ball and seems to be, I don't want to say lost, but he's not really at home on the court.
Yes, that's quite evident. Abarientos with a traveling violation. A minute and 10.
Yes.
Ooh, yes.
That's good for Coach Yang Yao, he says to Roy Abarillo, because that's the man who's double teaming Nelson Asaitono on the other side, and he's going to be wide open.
53 seconds remaining. Here's Jolas. Shot clock reads 10. Jolas continues with his dribble. Shot clock reads 8. Lastimosa in and out. Ball being fought for, won by Jolas. Cardell, wild attempt, forced to shoot that one by the defense. Here's Nelson Asaitona, one-handed drive.
Yes, and
yes.
one. Well, that was a great series down the other end. Cardell, we missed it, picked it up this time with Nelson going all the way down. Bachman a little bit late coming in. Nelson able to control the ball, hang up in the air, banks it off the glass. And he's got three-point play, and he can close it to 3 points here.
(51-47), Alaska in front, but a serious run by Swift in the second quarter. The lead of Alaska was as large as 15. Asaitona fails to nail the three-point play. We're down to 25 seconds in this first half of play.
It's about a 3 or 4 second difference on the shot clock and game clock. Should be a high screen coming. Look for JoJo to get the ball here. There he is.
There it is. And a foul, but Swift not in penalty. That just their 15th foul. Meneses with the personal, his second. Tim Cohn yelling out a play.
They're going for JoJo again here.
There's the screen for Lastimoso. Pops at the top of the key. Hold it, says the official. But it should be now a shooting situation. Now, you can, this is one of the advantages of being this close. You can hear the sentiments of the people involved in the game.
Coach Yang not too pleased. He thought that was incidental contact. Barrientos, 8 points so far.
Still 8. Asaitona. And that will bring down the curtains to this first half of play. 52-47 is our count. Jim Kelly, Rich Maniaga, and yours truly will be right back.